Okay, so we're back here, and so now we're going to talk about when we talk about Dr. Now's explanation, right? He had all these different explanations, right? It's that people didn't follow the diet, they're eating a lot of cheat meals, so maybe they're following it but didn't make it. Maybe they're drinking a lot of alcohol and soda, so they didn't completely eliminate that. They're manipulating him to do all this, right? You know, the food addiction as an emotional so maybe they had so maybe they had some sort of emotional trauma, or they didn't take it seriously, right? And they didn't realize like what work actually feels like, right? So, how do we evaluate this then, right? And so, what we end up trying to do, right, is that we want to evaluate this, and we use criteria for a theory. And so there are a couple of different things that we use to do this, right? So the first one that we'll talk about is parsimony. So when we think about parsimony, what we are trying to figure out, right, is that, you know, is this a simple theory where it is clear, easy to follow, and so it has, this does not mean it's absolutely simple, but as simple as it can be. So when we think about like what we're trying to do here then, right, is that if we're looking at parsimony, we're trying to get into something that is simple, it's clear, easy to follow, right? This, by not having a lot of moving parts, so a lack of complexity, means it's easy to understand and it also becomes testable. All of which are key for advancing knowledge. So we have this in place then. So that's the first one that we'll talk about. The next part we'll think about is scope. Scope gets into like the ability to explain a wide range of behaviors. And so we usually don't want to focus on one thing. And so when we think about this, if we apply this to crime, so if we took this and we applied to criminal behavior, what would we find, right? So we apply this to criminal behavior. We should explain why people don't commit crime. We should also look and explain why people do commit crime. And we should also, maybe think about like why people are intermittent. So we think about intermittency, where people take breaks during their criminal career. And also a wide range of behaviors. And this is, for something like this could be, this is going to be rape, this could be identity theft, is this, illegal dumping, arson, and so on. So that's what, when we think about scope, is kind of what we're trying to do, and like make it up from there. So we'll hold on to that. We'll cover the next ones in the next video.